All right. Well, welcome to the Overachieving Shitshow. I am the host, Dr. Kate Rodriguez. As a disclaimer, this is not therapy, although I am a therapist. I am not your therapist, so this is just for entertainment purposes. Now, today is going to be an exciting one because I have a fellow overachieving Latina shit show, and I'm so excited to welcome Sammie Ramon into the studio that took me a little too long to log into today. um, okay, we are going to be talking about burnout, leadership, being a professional Latina, and if our listeners have not watched cult classics, they might not understand the words coming out of your mouth.
No, not at all.
Um, so, we're going to be talking about different times and different settings where you might have been burnt out, but maybe on the outside you still
So
look,
many.
but maybe on the outside you look like blush and bashful, but on the inside you feel like your magic is gone. So, Sammy, welcome.
Thank you very much, my friend. Yes. Glad to be here. So happy to be here with you.
Would you like to give a quick introduction of who you are, what you do?
Sure. So I'm Sammie Elizabeth Ramon. I am a corporate meeting planner for Freese and Nichols, an amazing engineering firm. I also dabble in leadership Corpus Christi. Or
Dabble.
dabble. I'm the current chair for leadership Corpus Christi, and it's a big honor of mine, and it's a privilege to say that. So 'cause there's not too many female chairs, nor have there been that many female Latina chairs, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I have to double check my sources.
I can't name any.
I think there's been a handful. There's been a handful, but yes. So I'm one of them. I have that pleasure. I'll be rolling off really soon. Graduation's around the corner. It's very much like having a second job.
It
But
is. I don't know how you do it.
you don't get paid.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you were in like one of the first classes.
Class 42. I have a steercom member that was part of some of the first classes.
I was class 50, so I
Um,
started it after you, but I
yeah,
went to
yeah.
you for advice because I was like, can I handle this?
It's a, you know what? As a steering committee member, I say I think everyone should do it or apply for leadership. Apply, and if you have obviously graduated, give yourself a little bit of time and then go back and give up your time. Give up your time to people that actually appreciate it. It's the
Yeah.
class, especially this class. Man, I got super blessed. Not to go too much into leadership Corpus Christi. I mean, I'm sure we'll touch on it a little bit more later, but I got super lucky with this class. This class is really they bonded almost instantly,
Got it.
and it's been a really cool ride watching them, kind of blossom and bloom. They're all leaders in their own right and part of their own little industries, but man, it's I think that, instead of getting paid paid with money, the payment really is just watching all of them evolve into even better leaders than before. And then I got super lucky with an awesome steering committee. They're brilliant individuals and they are so selfless. So I'm super blessed with that.
That's awesome because I'm sure when you have a group, um, you have so many different personalities, so many different industries
Yeah.
and backgrounds, and I was so happy that I got to go and meet your class
Yes. Thank
for
you
the
for that.
retreat. That was super fun, and it was so cool seeing you because like I know you're a leader and I know you do all these cool things, but I never get to see you like in the element. And so it was really cool to be able to witness that, like seeing you in charge of all these people that are different ages, different backgrounds, and letting you bring that positivity to it.
Yeah. Tried.
Yeah. And it's hard because with
Yeah.
leadership Corpus Christi or any kind of committee or a community thing, there's so much infighting often, and there's often drama that can suck you in and it can kill your light. It's like having a Weezer at the table. And we did a really good job about keeping that negativity out.
It was hard. I'm not gonna lie. That's the most difficult part of the whole thing. Outside of you're planning basically multiple events each month. If you look at the sessions
Oh,
as
yeah.
events, they're you're planning events, and that's a whole other thing, which I personally enjoy, but not everyone does. But the hardest part really is the challenges that are on the outside. So some of the political stuff, some of the naysayers, the people that are not necessarily supportive, or that have things to say about you, and rather than come to you directly. Because I'm the type of person that I'm like, hey, listen, I believe in radical candor, and I would rather you tell me
I love
right
it.
in the moment, yeah, right in the moment that maybe we're not doing something correctly, so that we can nip it in the bud, and then I'm not repeating the same behavior over and over again,
Yeah.
expecting a different result, right? Insanity. So that I think in itself was probably the most challenging. I again am so blessed. I didn't have a lot of that, and if I did, I probably just you know.
Yeah.
I narrowed in and I knew exactly what the goal was and what my mission was for being there. And we had a pretty hefty mission this year outside of just like the overall theme and goal that I chose. And it was just maintaining the legacy of that program
Oh, I
and
love
bringing it.
that.
Yeah, and bringing that back to the centerfold, back to light, because I think we got away from it for a little bit, which I mean happens. But we've got a wonderful group of people that are overseeing the program as well, that are there as advocates, our committee, and they've also been incredibly supportive in helping us make sure that we're sustaining the program and also evolving, because obviously leadership looks a lot different than when I went through the program for class 42.
All those years ago.
All those years, many years ago, whatever. But yeah, it looks a lot different now. So it was nice to have those people that were there supporting you behind the scenes, because yeah, it can be very difficult when you have those little people that just want to be negative.
Yeah, no, I think you did. It sounds like you've done a great job at
Thank
keeping
you.
that part under control. Because I know it's hard,
Yeah.
especially us Latinas. Sometimes we can get sucked into that, the chisme, the drama. But then when you're in your professional side, you have to stop it. Growing up with the family and the cooking and the chisme and the stuff, like part of us.
It's like natural.
Yeah, it comes natural, but then when you get into something like leadership or committees or work, you put on that professional hat and you need to stay away from it. And so it's kind of like a really hard thing to sometimes
It can be, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
like um well, and talking about that, I was talking to you yesterday about just mentorship. I would love to get into that because I think that that's a big part of what you did and what you've done and what has brought you up, because you're in a field that nobody in your family was in, right?
No. No, not at all. I mean, well, engineering one, no. But corporate meeting planning or just event planning in general, my mom actually did a little bit of that because my mom was quite involved with our upbringing. She retired and decided that she was going to focus on us. And I say retired. She left the banking industry to raise my sister and myself, and was very involved with our school and PTA. And she kind of found herself doing all of the events. And I got a chance to watch her, and like as now a grown woman, being able to reflect on those things of like, oh, I learned that from mom. Oh, that's where I got that from. Because where does this actually come from? Where do all these like instinctive like things come from? It was from her,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
No, that is really cool.
yeah.
And sometimes it's hard, like when you're trying to climb, but you also want to bring up other people
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
like in this world, and not having somebody there. Like I know there've been times where I'm like, I don't know anybody doing this. I don't know anybody in this field. Like, who do I ask? And to find you, sometimes we're like looking for mentors. Like they say, your teacher appears when you need them, and I'm just like, hello, what is
Where
that?
are you? Yeah. Where? Well, I think
Little sister in arms.
I was lucky. I had like I said, I had a wonderful mom. I still have my wonderful mom, and my sister. So they've kind of been the ones that have mentored me throughout life without me realizing it until again I got a little bit older and could do some more like self-reflection and then looking at the bigger picture of things. But it is difficult if you don't have those examples, if you don't have anyone holding you accountable too, and being there and being supportive, but also being, I like to say, being your mirror. And then if you don't have people that look like you
Yes.
being your mirror, that's a tough one to navigate because when I like my former years, I was in fields where, because I was a hotelier and I worked, my first big girl job was actually at the Texas State Aquarium. And there weren't very many people that looked like me there. And then I got,
Somebody's got those curls, girl.
no,
They're very special.
no. Made them extra bouncy for you today.
Thank you. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. But yeah, there was no one that looked like me or sounded like me. Same thing in the hotel industry. I was one of two females at the time, and I was one of the only Hispanic managers outside of, I think we had a regional director that was Hispanic and then a few other like GMs, but no one that was in my direct office that looked like me. So, you know, and it was something that my dad instilled in me a long time ago, like, you're going to have to prove yourself because unfortunately it's just the world that you live in. You're female and you're Hispanic and you look Hispanic. It's my
Yeah, I had like you're Hispanic. Everyone thinks you're a gringo because you don't look like it. So you have
So-
to speak better.
you know my sister. So my sister's very light complected and has beautiful dark red hair. And then you have me who has a natural born tan and dark curly hair and, you know, had to prove myself that I was worthy of being in a space and that I sounded professional because that was another thing when I got into big girl world. If you sounded like you had a little bit of an accent or if they heard a little bit of an accent, they thought less of you. They treated you less than. So yeah, I figured that out really early on in life, and that's unfortunate, but that's why I focus so hard on not sounding a certain way in public. Which is sad.
That
Yeah.
is really tough. Like,
Yeah.
I feel that I did that for so long, having to hold back a lot of the stuff that I would say. And then at one point, I happened to have a couple other Latinas that I worked with, and they were younger, and they would use all the terms, and they would say all the things, and it I was like, I miss talking like this, you know, like. I mean, I remember the first time I had a coworker. I did something, and she goes, I hadn't heard anyone say it since my uncle, you know, or like little things, and like somebody being like, "Hey, where's the chingadera?" I'm just like, it makes you laugh, like it makes you feel like a family, like
Yes.
at work, you know, like you feel a little more comfortable to be authentic.
Mm-hmm. Your most authentic self. Yes. Yeah.
So, okay, so with all these things, was, you know, oftentimes we don't take big steps. And a lot of women, especially women I've heard who have listened to this, have said there's been big dreams that they want to chase, but they always like hold back because so many times they feel like they always have an excuse, you know, like we always kind of come up with an excuse. So, to quote one of our greatest philosophers that we both, you know, Pee-wee Herman said, "Everybody has." He said, "Everybody has a big butt."
Come on, Simone. Let's talk about your big butt.
How do you move past that? Like when you're like, I want to do this, but like, have you ever had a big butt that you have to
I mean,
get?
yes, my nieces pointed it out last night. No, but yeah, you know, that's tough because I think it corrects me if I'm wrong. You may not have experienced this, but I did with, I love my mother, but my mother was very much Like, oh no, you can't do that. No, no, no. But what if what if it doesn't go right? Right? And instead of being like, okay, well, what if it does? What if it does go right? Let me try it. Let me fail. And if I fail, I fail. I'm going to get back up on my own 2 feet, right?
Yeah.
So having that instilled in you very early on, it almost instilled a little bit of a fear of messing up. Because my sister and I were both very, we did excel a lot, but my sister worked really, really hard to excel. Sometimes things came to me a little bit more naturally, and I was like, I don't have to work as hard, and I can just do whatever I want. But when we really wanted something, like, we had to prove and work our butts off to get those things. But there still was that little bit of fear in the back of my mind of like, what if this doesn't go well?
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't try this. But what helped us actually was theater.
Oh,
Because
I
that's like,
bet. Yeah.
yeah, that was like the scariest things, being up on stage. It's the most crazy feeling in the whole wide world. You're scared and you're also like exhilarated at the same time. But that helps you get out of that fear, and then actually enjoy the fear and the adrenaline that comes from it. But there have been a few instances where I didn't do something because I knew that it wasn't going to turn out the way that I wanted, right? Yeah.
That
So
big
like
butt got in your
the
way.
big butt got in the way. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Career paths. Yeah.
I know,
I
I'm
took-
sure, and there's certain times I feel, especially when I was younger. I don't know if you experienced it, where it's like I wanted to be invited to the table so many times. Like, why am I not invited to that table, or why can't I get it? Like, how do I get there? Like, how do I get that invite to the table? And then you get to a point where you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have my own table, or you're just gonna show up and I'm gonna use another one. Are you ready?
Oh God,
Now
what?
they're just coming. Sometimes you have to just show up to the table and just say, "Large Marge sent me."
You're so dumb. Oh my
But like for real, like sometimes you just have to show up, right, and just like do your best. And
God. Yeah. I mean, back to leadership, I knew that being chair was like something that I wanted. I didn't anticipate it happening as soon as it did. I thought I'd have a little more time to breathe, really. And then imposter syndrome, of course, sets in. But it was also like, oh, okay, I have to do this now, because if I don't do this now, I'm not going to, one, have the time to do it ever again. And also, if not me, then who? And you just gotta jump. You gotta jump in. You gotta take the big step, big leap, and just hope that you land on your 2 feet, and then cling on to the people around you, your support system, to make sure that everything goes well. And again, very blessed. I have a great support system, but not everyone does. And I recognize that for most, unfortunately. So I try to make it a point to, when I see that happening, someone struggling, I try to be that person for them, because I would want that in return. But yes, it's scary to take those big steps and not knowing what the overall result's going to be. Like, leadership has probably been the biggest one for me, of like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to do this. And people are going to be staring at me, and they're going to be looking to me for guidance. And I've got 30 sets of eyes that are on me at all times. Not to mention a steering committee. And like you mentioned earlier, they're all like, these are all leaders. They're all either CEOs or, like upper management, senior management. They own their own companies.
like,
Yes. So yeah, they could easily be like, I'm not listening to this girl. I don't know what the heck she's talking about, right? I don't know, this little Latina. I don't know her. But, and I mean, I wasn't super.
real funny.
She seems okay. She's funny, but I like her hair.
Like, even my husband, Mike is one of your biggest fans. And,
Oh, I just adore Mike.
and he was like, "Oh, I love Sammie. Her and her hair and her laugh. I love it." Like, and it's hard because sometimes we do have to just laugh our way through it.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, and like the support system, like I keep bringing up like Steel Magnolias because of the time. Do you remember when we
Laughter.
saw the play?
Yes, I think that's when you and I had our first like real bonding moment. We didn't realize one, we shouldn't sit next to each other at a play ever,
Ever.
but two, that play.
That was the worst one to sit through.
Oh my gosh, because every line I can just recite. In fact, my amazing boyfriend had it on the other day, and we'd never seen it together. And he's sitting at the couch watching, and I'm in the kitchen, and I'm reciting the whole thing, and he just turns and looks at me like, "Are you done?" Like, I just
Nope.
got started.
I'm never done.
Never done.
Not with this one. My husband had never seen it
Oh,
until a couple months ago. And we
did he
were,
cry?
of course,
I love him for that.
he always cries. But what was so funny was that I did not realize that, number one, he is Weezer. And
No.
I
Are you Clary?
I am. Like, I will sit there. Oh, you're in a bad mood. Like, I'm just gonna pick
I'm
at
gonna pick at you.
till I break him. Like.
Poke, poke. I love you more than my luggage.
But it was so funny because it's so true. Like the dynamic. I think we all have that. I'm sure you and your sister have been the Clary or the Weezer at different times. Like, especially when burnout comes up. Like I think about how this is like being burnt out, mental health, all these things have become more of a conversation for our generation, but how so many women back then didn't have that. So the whole like, I've just been in a bad mood for 40 years. Like, there are so many older women who did like put everybody else first, who
Very
had
selfless.
life just like pushed them down so many times that once they got old, instead of being peaceful, they're just Lisa.
They're just
All
Lisa.
they got are their vegetables because they don't like people.
Oh, one of the best characters. But yeah, no, it's true. Especially our culture. I think you like women grin and bear it. You grin and bear it. You grin and bear it. And then now we talk about it more. You hear about it more. You're talking about it online, which is wonderful because it's giving an avenue for people to just have a voice and speak on a topic that it affects everyone. It's not just women.
Oh
Men
yeah.
have burnout too. They're very dramatic about it. But every
And I feel like a lot of men just turn into like they come across as assholes, and like at the end of the day a lot of times it is burnout, like some really nice great men that you see acting a
Oh
certain way
yeah.
sometimes, and you're like,
Where'd that come from? Yeah.
yeah, because it's like having to hold it in for any of us, like male or female, having to hold in all those stressors and not talking about it. It's tough. Like it can break you.
Oh yeah. For sure. I think with a lot of self-reflection, which is not easy to do, it's not easy whatsoever doing the work, knowing yourself or getting to know yourself or reacquainting yourself with yourself, you recognize those things a little bit easier. Like I know when I'm stressed out. I know when I'm burned out. I know when I'm like, you know what, I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me to people today. Is what I like to call it. Like I can't people anymore, right? Especially my former position where I was on the phone, I was emailing constantly, I was in front of people all the time. And as much as I am an introvert, or an extrovert, excuse me,
I was like,
no,
I
you're
think
all
we had a glitch.
as much as I'm an extrovert, there are times where I'm very much an introvert, and I like to call it, I forget where I read it, but they refer to the person as an ambivert, which is
Oh, I
someone
saw
that,
that. Yeah.
yeah, someone that can expel a lot of energy when they're around people and they're giving all of their energy when they're with a big group or even one-on-one with somebody. And then when they get home, they're just like
Yeah.
depleted and they need a moment or a day to recharge. That is very much me, like 100% actually. So yes, there, it has taken 40 years for me to recognize that about myself, but Yes. There are times.
So that's when you can kind of tell that it's starting to creep in. Is
Yeah,
like when you don't
yeah.
want to people in.
Yeah, I'm like, I need a moment. Because if I don't have that moment, I know that, okay, next is I'm going to start getting very moody and angry because I haven't had a moment to myself. And sometimes that means unplugging, but unplugging for me is actually like, I'm just going to rot on the couch for 30 minutes, maybe an hour max, and scroll on my phone and just look at stuff. And it's usually my friend Kara will send me a bunch of stuff throughout the afternoon. So I'm looking on Instagram to see all the reels that she's sent me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, she and I go back and forth with that.
So,
But
so you, so you just have to sometimes put on your stretchy pants.
put, on, put your stretchy pants on. Uh-huh.
I told your sister, I was like, I'm gonna get her.
You guys are so awful.
I was like, my goal is to make her pee in her pants with one of my favorite movie quotes.
So obviously she said Pee-wee Herman. She
Steel
said
Magnolia. That one, obviously, I did.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Nacho Libre
Oh my God, yes. Okay, yes.
for the stretchy pants.
Uh-huh. I got it. I was like, I know that one.
Also, you didn't catch it earlier when I said sister and arm.
That totally went over my head.
I think that's the only one that went over.
So,
Uh, no, I love it. But, you and your sister, I think it's so cool. Like when we used to have our sister dinners before children destroyed my social life. I'm just kidding. They did not. But I don't get to go have dinners with y'all like I used to. But we used to have those dinners and I loved it because I've never had a sister. And so, like, I loved watching y'all's dynamic and how y'all work through things too. Like, y'all are hilarious together. Like, I don't know a funnier set of siblings. Like, y'all really, the way y'all lift each other up and, like, also being able to tell the truth too.
oh yeah.
Like y'all call each other out when you need to,
Hmm.
but like then laugh it off, And
Hmm.
I think that may be where you get that from with the like
Laughter
wanting
through
to nip this
tears.
stuff.
Laughter through tears is my favorite emotion. Yeah. She's a great big sister, honestly. She's like a mother hen when we were growing up, and we probably, we didn't get along very well because there's a 4.5 year age gap. We got along, but I was the annoying little sister, and it took Linda moving out for her to miss me. And and then after that, like, it's funny, I talk to her at least 3 or 4 times a day if I don't see her, we're not FaceTiming. So yeah, so she's like a little built-in friend that I wasn't anticipating, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen it made me emotional the other day, on TikTok where they have the cute little videos of like, the first child has, been 3 years without this person, but the youngest child has never known life without the eldest child. And it's just
Aw.
like, oh my God, that's so sweet. But it's true. She and I, we love to pick on each other, but it's all lighthearted. And our dad was the one that really instilled that in us of just like, it's just the two of you. It is literally just the two of you at the end of the day. And you have to get along. And we would fight, of course. We're girls and we're sisters and we're fighting over the same clothes sometimes and stupid things. But she's a lot of fun. She's silly.
It's like when me and her were both mad, pretending to be mad. We weren't actually mad. When we really wanted to, when she wanted to direct the vagina monologues with you, and she's like, "I'm just waiting for her."
Oh,
I was like, "She hasn't asked me to do a monologue. I don't know what's wrong with Sammie."
something's wrong with her. I love you both.
You're like, "I love you both," and neither of y'all are gonna be.
And neither of y'all will be in that show. Um, no, I really I enjoy her a lot, and as we've gotten older, it's been fun watching her be a mom and a wife, and she's still the same sister. She is not a physical touch person, and I am. And I want to hold her and kiss her and love on her so much. And because she's not physical touch, she was blessed with a younger child my Viviana, who is just like me and wants to be all over her and kissing on her. So I'm like, ah, that's what you get. That's what you get. You got it. So she's
Yeah,
forced. She's forced to be physical touch now,
I
but
love
she's
that.
yeah, she's a great big sister for sure.
Yeah, I wanted a sister so bad that I just call myself y'all sister. But you know what? But you know what? Y'all did have a super sister moment for me when y'all realized that I was totally obsessed with your cousin.
Oh
And I
yeah.
didn't know it was your cousin. And I was telling y'all, like, yeah, so I traveled and I needed some
That was
advice
so
to
cute.
travel by myself to Cuba. And I found this author from Corpus. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Stephanie Elizondo Grice, but she messaged me back on MySpace.
On
I
MySpace.
did. I messaged her on MySpace. That's how long it was. And I was like, I'm going to Cuba by myself. And I know you did because I read your book. Like, can you give me any advice? And she wrote me back. And I was like, telling y'all, like, it was so cool. I had an author actually write me back. And y'all were cracking up. And I was like, this story isn't funny. And then I realized y'all were like, yeah, that's our cousin. I was like, no shit. And
First
then
cousin.
our next sister dinner, she was there. And I almost peed in my pants. Dude.
You were shocked. It was fun. It was fun surprising you. It was really fun surprising you with that one. And
Yeah.
Stephanie's just like everyone calls her Stephanie, but Steffi, Steffi is she's a light man like that. She's brilliant, brilliant woman, brave. You probably have her books. Yeah,
Mira,
there it is. I
maybe
have,
she'll come on one day, and then I
oh, I
can
hope
bring
she
that all over
does.
again.
I hope she does.
Well, it's like
She's
the last night when I saw her, I was just like happened to be in San Antonio, and I went to my favorite bookstore, and I was like, "What are all these people doing here?" And then I walked up, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I told Mike, "Get the kids, get out of here. I'm about to have a moment."
get the kids, get the kids and go.
But yes, that was really cool. That was a really cool moment when y'all did that for me.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Uh,
I mean, that was an easy one to. Well, actually, it really wasn't that easy because she travels so much, and she was.
yeah.
I think she was in the process of writing another book, so that wasn't easy, but it was a fun one to
I was
coordinate
like,
the
"Wait,
trip.
what's happening? What's happening?"
Uh,
And then one last thing I wanted to touch on because, both of us, you mentioned your father, and me and you both had such wonderful fathers, and so
yes.
many women, so many Latinas, like, don't have the kind of relationship that we had with our fathers.
Yeah.
Um, and like, do you have any advice or anything for somebody that's like still working and trying to like show up but going through a kind of grief like that, you know?
Oh man. Give yourself time. Grant yourself grace. And if the grief process, you obviously know this more than anyone, and you counsel people on this. Um, you have to give yourself time. There is no there. I think it's funny when people tell you like, "Oh, like you're still sad about that," or like, "Oh, it still bothers you." And it's like, yeah, and it's going to for a while. And there's going to be times where there's trigger moments where you have a thought, a memory comes up, and you're just like, "Oh my gosh." Cry, do whatever you need to do. Take a beat, take a moment, go walk outside, go do something fun that reminds you of them. Don't try to be alone in your grief though. Definitely have a support system. I I say it all the time. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. I have my mom and my sister that went through it with us. I mean, went that year was awful for us. But we were all there together. We were very fortunate to be there together and to be each other's support.
Yeah, when my dad was on hospice, I reached out to you and your sister to say like what kind of advice, what can we do? And y'all gave me, I don't remember exactly what all y'all said. I do, you were the one who told me to make a playlist, right?
Something like that.
I
Yeah.
think one of y'all told me to make a playlist of his favorite songs because y'all knew he would get to that point where he couldn't really talk, but he could hear. And that was great. And we still use that. I put on that playlist and cry all the time.
Oh, a good cry, man. A good cry is always a good thing to do, for sure.
Yeah. So like keeping that legacy, just like your leadership.
Yeah. My dad always told me leave it better than you found it. And that's pretty much what I've I've lived by ever since.
That's awesome. My dad told me, lie till you die. And I was like,
My dad also told me second place was first loser, so there's that. Um,
uh,
no, he was.
when I first became an expert witness, he told me, don't be a whore. Don't let them pay you just to say what they want. I was like, okay, I don't get, got it.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Oh, wise words.
So wise. They were wise men. They really were, and so funny, full of life. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I know, but I think they both taught us to like not take everything so serious, like,
Yeah.
and to not let those big butts get in the way.
Big butts get in the way. You gotta just go for it and just do it.
Like
Just
my
try it.
dad would come up with like if my goal was here, his would be like way over there, and I'd be like, Dad, I don't know if I could do that, but okay. Uh,
My dad would always tell us, try it. Try it. It was mostly about food. Just try it. You won't know you like it until you try it. And it's just
yeah,
like, got it. Okay, cool. But
yeah,
no, but in life in general, like, okay, yeah, you're right. I won't know if I'm good at this unless I try it. And if I'm not good at it, I fail. Okay. I'm
yeah.
not
And like
going to
like
fail.
mine would always teach me to like you don't always have to follow the rules. Like
I love that.
you can find your own way. Again, it was usually about food. Like he would use, he would use a recipe as a jumping off point, and he'd be like, "You don't have to follow everything."
Oh, my God. Your dad was such a good chef. Oh my
And he's
gosh.
like, look at everyone's like, "Do you have your dad's recipe?" No, he looked at a recipe and then he did whatever the hell he wanted. Like it was never
But it was always good. He knew what he was
usually.
doing.
And when I told my mom, I'm like, when he'd be like, "How was it?" I'm like, my mom would be like, "It's so good," and I'd be like, "Dude, it sucks." And my mom would be like, "Fellow sequel, if you tell him it sucks, he's not gonna cook anymore."
Uh,
Great words from mom too. Don't tell
yes.
him it's good, so keep cooking. Oh my gosh. Well, no, I love all of this, especially the laughter through the tears because
Yes.
that's,
After through
totally
tears.
yeah. And if you have if you have a moment where you just need to hit somebody,
Hit him harder.
you just gotta go sit down.
Here. Hit this.
This is your chance to do something good for mankind, Lisa.
Oh, I love that movie.
I know, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think there is any professional crisis that can't be solved with some big hair and a stiff drink.
Yeah. And lots of laughs.
Yes.
You have the laughs
Well,
in this
that's
too.
awesome. Well, thank you, Sammie, so
You're
much.
welcome.
And I got to thank Linda for making sure that I sprinkled in
That
three of your
brunette.
favorite movies. You can lead, you can be yourself, and you can cry when you need to. I think that's the biggest thing to take out of it. We got to be the gatekeeper of our own destiny.
Yeah.
And just sometimes we got to put on the stretchy
Just
pants.
stretchy pants. Put on your stretchy pants. I'm gonna go do that right now. My boyfriend's cooking for me.
I mean, my husband, he's making us steaks and martinis for Mother's Day.
Ooh.
Well, awesome. Well, Sammie, thank you so much. Love you.
Love you too.